Alright, today on Fix and Flip we have an '07 Dodge Ram 1500. We're going to be doing the lower ball joint. This truck actually had a spacer on it, but I already took that off. So you're going to want to take your tire off, and then your next step is going to be to take your caliper bracket off. For me it's easier just to take the bracket off and leave the caliper hooked right to it and just hang it out of the way. After that, it's going to be a 21mm wrench. Alright, now that I got the two bolts off in the caliper bracket, you just take a crowbar, big screwdriver, and kind of take it off the rotor. Go ahead and hang it out of your way. It's not hanging quite as well as I'd like it to be, but it'll work for now. Okay, so next you're going to want to take your axle nut off. It's going to be a size 36 axle nut. You're supposed to have to break this free, but this one was already loose. It was just on here hand tight, so I don't have to break it free. And just leave it right on the tip, because you're going to want to tap it like that to make sure that's broke free. And then you want to take your tie rod off, which is a 21mm. Before you start to try to take this nut off, there is a cotter pin on it, but this truck didn't have a cotter pin on it. Some people leave them on and just break them as they take the nut off. Alright, to get this off, you get the nut off, just leave it on a little bit. You can hit it with a hammer and it'll pop up. And now next I'm going to go up and take the upper ball joint off. That way the spindle moves around and so I can get the CV shaft out easy. It's going to be 21 for the upper ball joint. And if this starts spinning on you, you can put a 12mm wrench on it to stop your ball joint from spinning. Alright, once I get this lower or upper ball joint nut started, I like to wait until there's a little bit of a gap right here, and then I go ahead and start to try to break this free. Once it breaks down, you can just go ahead and put a jack right here in the bottom. That way it doesn't fall forward on you too hard. But you don't have to hit the actual nut or the upper control arm. You can just bang on the spindle right here and it will break free for you sooner or later.
Okay. It's your fingers.
Mine's a little rusted out, so I think I'm gonna have to go down to a 10mm. It started spinning on me. Alright, now that this upper ball joint's off, I'm gonna go ahead and take the CV axle out.
Watch that wire. Disconnected up here. The wire harness goes up here.
Disconnected. Alright, so we got the ABS line out of the way, so this moves around better. We're going to go ahead and take the lower ball joint off before we take the spindle off. That way it just comes right out for us. And for that, we're going to need this one happens to be a 15/16. Alright, now that we have that spindle all the way off, you're just going to take a pair of needle nose pliers or some snap ring pliers. You're going to have to take your snap ring off. On your old one, you don't really got to worry about bending it too much if you're replacing it, but it comes off just that easy. And then you're going to need, now I've seen a guy hit this before with a hammer and get it started to get it out. But you're definitely going to need a press to get it back in. The one I'm going to be using is this one off of eBay that I got for like 40 bucks. I'll go ahead and get it set up and started and then pick it up from there, and that way you get an idea of kind of what to do. Alright, so pretty much you just want to find whatever cup size fits your ball joint on the top and bottom, and then put your press on there. Pretty much just a big seat clamp, and you can do this with a ratchet, but it's a lot easier if you do it with an impact. It'll go a lot quicker. I'm gonna go ahead and put this new one in and then show you what it looks like once it's in there. Alright, here it is with the new ball joint on here. Went in pretty easily. I just used the $40 press that I bought off of eBay. Definitely worth it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back together. It's pretty easy. Just put the spindle back on and the tie rod, and the brakes, CV axle. Pretty straightforward. If you've already gotten this far, just reverse process. Just don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button.